Hey there everyone, it's Michael, and during this video today I'm going to talk about my experience taking ZMA as a nutritional supplement. It's been about a decade since I discovered ZMA. It has a neat benefit, it doesn't have many side effects. So ZMA is marketed specifically to athletes, to bodybuilders, for the purpose of increasing testosterone levels while still being relatively healthy. So ZMA is made up of three things. First would be zinc, second, magnesium aspartate, and third is vitamin B6. So ZMA manufacturers claim that it boosts muscle growth and strength while improving endurance, recovery, and sleep quality. And the way that I was first introduced and intrigued by ZMA specifically was because I went through a little period when I actually had low testosterone levels. What happened was I dieted down to about 8% body fat and my body really disliked it. I felt horrible, my testosterone levels were low, my energy levels were low, and so I was looking for anything potentially I could take that would boost my testosterone levels while not having bad side effects, as most agents that are known to improve testosterone levels also have side effects such as hair loss, anger, or the horrible chance of actually discontinuing your ability to produce testosterone naturally. So fortunately with ZMA, it was known to not really have any bad side effects, and it's something which has been around for a long time. Of course, everyone's familiar with zinc, magnesium, and vitamin B6. Most people, however, are already taking enough zinc and enough vitamin B6, but there are studies which suggest that about 50% of Americans are not taking enough magnesium, and magnesium is really important for recovery and especially with sleep. So I started using ZMA, and the traditional way of taking it is the dosages of 30 milligrams of zinc, 450 milligrams of magnesium aspartate, and 10.5 milligrams of vitamin B6. So I had taken this nootropic with really high hopes, like it's going to do something, boost my testosterone levels, but it really didn't do much. However, I will admit that it did improve my sleep quality to some extent. So fortunately, I'm kind of out of that period with low testosterone, and now I have pretty much normal testosterone levels. And the way I did that was I simply increased my body fat levels to go over 10%. I noticed that being under 10% just didn't really sit right with me as far as my energy levels. But what I like about ZMA is that, firstly, it really keeps your energy in check. You'll notice that you're definitely getting better sleep. That's pretty much the only sign that it does increase your testosterone levels. I don't really think it did much to improve my testosterone levels. I didn't notice really an increase of libido. I didn't notice any benefit with respect to lifting weights or improving my physique in any aspect. But one thing which surely happened was I was getting deeper sleep. And what that seemed like was I was far more often to for example, dream, far more often to wake up in a state where I'm enthusiastic about the day, feeling energized. And that's a really good sign of how good your sleep is. And now I'm only using it, let's say when it's a specific period during the year where I'm not sleeping as much. Because with ZMA, the really neat benefit is 6 hours of sleep feels like 8. So that's why I've started taking it again. And the note that the brand really doesn't matter too much. I've used it from bodybuilding.com. I've tried a lot of the common brands. Now I'm with the Canadian brand called Supplement Source. The doses are 30 milligrams of zinc. This has 15 milligrams of vitamin B6, which is a little bit higher, and 450 milligrams of magnesium aspartate. It's 90 capsules, 3 capsules a day, so one bottle would last for a month. There's not a lot of research that actually backs the use of ZMA. I wouldn't say it's overrated. ZMA, it's more properly rated in the sense yes, it's not that effective, but at the same time, there aren't really bad side effects. It's kind of pricey, not too expensive compared to the other supplements out there, and ZMA does have benefits to people who maybe aren't just athletes. Maybe for somebody who needs to improve their concentration, this could be the one supplement which helps you do just that, increase your focus. I've even read about experiences from people who really suffered with ADHD, and whether it was the zinc, the magnesium, or the B6, we don't know, but the ZMA did help them specifically with ADHD and, for example, studying. So one of the most popular studies was a study done in 1998 undertaken on NCAA football players during an 8-week spring training program. And what happened was the control group was told to stop taking any nutritional supplements, and another group was taking ZMA tablets, and they did report having greater increases specifically in muscle strength, which doesn't surprise me as I've gone and compared ZMA to other testosterone boosting supplements, including Tribulus, or including D-aspartic acid and fenugreek. And I think ZMA is probably the best out of all of those ones because it actually does something, whereas most of them probably don't. I'd be fairly surprised if you were to take it and you didn't at least notice, for example, like an improvement with your sleep. And everybody, of course, needs better sleep, whether it means sleeping longer or sleeping more efficiently and making sure that you're getting like restful and rejuvenating sleep. Let's go ahead now and break down the 3 ingredients specifically, starting with zinc, which is a mineral that's essential to a number of processes in the body and the brain. So the bottom line is that supplementing with 15 to 30 milligrams of zinc may improve immunity, blood sugar levels, eye, heart, and skin health, but it's not advised to exceed the upper limit of 40 milligrams, especially for those of you who are eating a lot of meats and eating a lot of beef specifically. So some of the common side effects of taking too much zinc can include digestive issues, flu-like symptoms, and reduced copper absorption and antibiotic effectiveness if you are taking antibiotics, of course. From my experience personally, when I've gone through periods in taking like a lot of zinc just to give it a shot and see what changes would occur, if any, one thing I definitely felt was like less mental fatigue that took place during the day. Like I'm somebody that I can work long stretches without needing to take breaks, and I felt like zinc made that even better. And like instead of, for example, working like 4 hours without a break, I was able to go like 5 or 6 hours without taking a long break, like a long hour break, because zinc made it such that I had like more mental energy to get tasks done, be in a resourceful state, and not have it such that like, anytime I was to do work, I was to feel like mentally drained. It didn't really do that, and that made it such like it was a no-brainer as far as like make sure that I'm getting my daily zinc intake, whether it's through diet or through supplement form. Or a nice easy way around it is if you take a multivitamin daily, then ensure that it does contain zinc. So that makes it such that I don't need to always be taking my ZMA during the course of the year. I'm only using it again when I want to go through like a 30-day experiment and maybe get better sleep or catch up on sleep. Let's now take a look at magnesium, which is a dietary mineral, and you can argue that about 50% of people are actually deficient in this really important mineral. So it's really common, especially in developed countries, to have a magnesium deficiency that's often caused by diabetes or other conditions. So a lack of magnesium will raise blood pressure and actually reduce insulin sensitivity, which to some extent makes it such that when you eat food, your body can't be efficient and utilize that food for fuel. So the higher your insulin sensitivity is, the better you seem to function and the more energy you have, especially after eating. It's not clear based on the research whether or not magnesium will help specifically with athletic performance, but one thing's for certain is that it is helpful with recovery and specifically with sleep. And there's a lot of research you can read about with respect to its effects against depression and ADHD. And as we browse through on examine.com, we can see lots of benefits with respect to first blood pressure. We have, of course, serum magnesium levels being notably higher. There's a reduction in asthmatic symptoms, and scrolling down to some of the really important measures, we can see that there are benefits with respect to sleep quality. So there is an improvement noted in people specifically with poor sleep quality. So that's what the studies found. They found that if you take people who already have bad sleep and you give them magnesium, then it should be helpful. But if you were to take somebody who's already sleeping quite well, magnesium may not be all that effective. It can be kind of confusing when you start getting into taking magnesium as a supplement, as there are so many different forms of magnesium. One of the favorites that I've recently come across is called Magtine. It's magnesium L-threonate, because once you consume Magtine, you can actually feel it working. You feel slightly more alert, you feel like you're in a better mood, and at the same time, it really helps with sleep. So it's really very strange in the sense you can take this nootropic, which will help with energy, and at the same time help with sleep. So I've talked about Magtine, magnesium L-threonate in this video over here. I would really recommend giving that a watch. It is one of the more expensive forms of magnesium, but it certainly works. So most people notice a good benefit when they take magnesium specifically before bed, but if you do have any suspicions of you maybe not ingesting enough magnesium in the day, then it's such that twice a day may be right for you. And moving on to the last ingredient, which is vitamin B6, quite honestly, I'm really not sure why this is added to ZMA. I mean, there's one study they found where the use of vitamin B6 did help to enhance the absorption of zinc. However, in this study, it was conducted on rats, and there's only one study which pretty much shows that. But we do know that vitamin B, specifically vitamin B6, is responsible for good energy levels. So this may not help, but it makes it such that ZMA is ideal for athletes, because then they don't need to just take it before bed like I recommend people do and like how I do, but more so even during the course of the day. You can expect to take ZMA and not feel like tired or lethargic, which isn't the feeling that it should promote even if you take it prior to bed. It's just that what's so is that's when you should get the best benefits from it. Of course, before adding any nutritional supplement to your daily routine or your monthly routine, please consult with your general practitioner first. These videos are simply educational. I talk about my experience, but I don't recommend you take ZMA or any other supplement that I've discussed. But do consider checking out some of my other videos if you found this information helpful. Thank you so much for your interest in nootropics, and the best way you can support this channel is by clicking subscribe, or if you're a returning visitor, be sure to drop a comment below. I read all the comments and I absolutely love getting your feedback on the videos, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. Take care.